Tauriel is a sylvan elf who lives in the woodland realm, and the woodland elves are they're sort of a darker elf than the elves that we're used to meeting or have met in Lord of the Rings. They are perhaps more deadly in that she is a warrior, and Tauriel is an expert with daggers and an expert with a bow and arrow, and is the head of the Sylvan Guard. So she is in charge of basically the elf army of her people. So she's a pretty badass elf. Playing Tauriel has been... It hasn't been the most difficult experience I've ever had. It's definitely been an enjoyable and actually fairly relaxed experience. But I think it's the most difficult role I've ever had to play, because I have had to learn so many new skills for this role and then apply them in every single scene that I'm in, which are, I first arrived in New Zealand and I started learning how to speak Elvish, how to, in English, speak with an RP, generic English accent. I had to learn how to wield daggers, expertly wield daggers, expertly use a bow and arrow. I went into movement training to learn how to move like an elf, how to walk and talk and gesture and turn my head like an elf. And then on top of that, I'm trying to remember my lines and hit my mark and then add emotion. Well, when Tauriel encounters the dwarves, they are on a quest. And they're on a quest to go to their motherland, which is Erebor, which is in the Lonely Mountain, which has been taken over by a dragon named Smaug. And they are going to reclaim their homeland and establish a kingdom under the mountain again, and establish a king under the mountain again. So when she encounters them, they're halfway through that journey. And she and her people are one of the obstacles they have to overcome to get to the mountain, because they capture the dwarves while they're going through Mirkwood, journeying through Mirkwood. Legolas is a prince, and he is a warrior prince. He's an incredible fighter. Tauriel is the head of the Elven Guard, so she is also an incredible fighter. It's sort of interesting because Thranduil is this very scary figure. He's an angry, twisted up old elf. I mean, he has had a lot of pain in his life, and he's seen a lot of sorrow in Middle-earth. And because he's lived through all that, he's a dark figure. But for an elf, he is the image of everything they believe in. He is wisdom, he's sage, and he has an understanding that is deeper and longer than Earth itself. Lee has this moment where you first meet him and he suddenly turns, he's up profile and he turns and he looks into the camera, and it's so scary and it's so good, and he's not doing anything. He's just looking at the camera, and he's good. He's really, really good. I think everyone's gonna love Thranduil. Love him and hate him. They're gonna love to hate him because he's kind of a jerk in the movie.